I know I cannot be the only one that does not like rigging out their camera. Now, rigging out your camera definitely has its benefits, especially if you're shooting all day long. Having one battery pack to power everything is super convenient. So today we're going to be talking about literally a newer setup with the newer cage, with the newer PS099E battery and the PS015 base plate. And literally you can just leave it at that. But today we're going to do a little bit more, and we're going to attach a top handle and a Ninja Atomos LED on top as well to monitor the footage. So let's jump right in to the battery itself. The thing that powers everything, it is the PS099E. And what I really like about it, for being 99 watts, it is really not that big, but it is powerful enough to power your XH2S and a Ninja V for 3 to 4 hours, which is that's like literally all day power. You have a ton of different connectivity to connect all your different devices. So on the side, you have your USB-C, of course, which is going to power the camera. You have USB-A on the side. Right next to that, you have an 8 watt and a 12 watt right there on the top. And of course, to power the Ninja, we have a D-tap on the side. Now in the front, what I really like about this battery is that it has this little screen. The screen actually tells you how much wattage each device is pulling. So your XH2S and your Ninja V, it is going to tell you that right there on the little display, which is awesome. I really like that. So no more guessing. You're gonna know exactly what each device is pulling. Now let's jump into the base plate, the PS015 Pro. This little thing, man, I absolutely love it because it is so compact. It folds up. You can take it anywhere with you. You don't have to mess around with rails and all these different accessories. This is literally all you're going to need, and it works perfectly with the newer cage that I have here attached. So the base plate actually extends forward and back. Now, if you have accessories like the Fujifilm fan or just any fan, you actually can slide the base plate a little forward to make room for that. Now, if you do not have a cage, don't worry, because Neewer does include a base plate with Arca Swiss. So you don't actually need a cage. You can just have your bare camera, hook up the little adapter on the bottom and slide it right into the V-mount base plate. Now, of course, the battery slides in very nicely. It does not wiggle around, and if you want to release, there's a little release trigger on the side to, just basically remove your battery, it feels very nice. It does not feel cheap. It feels very nice and well made. So now moving on to the little handle on the top. Now this little handle actually has a record button, which I really like. I don't have to tap the Ninja V, and I don't actually have to trigger the record button on my XH2S. I can just hit the little record button there on the top, and it connects with the Fujifilm so seamlessly, and it works really well every single time I've used it. And instead of using a matte box, we're going to be using a variable ND filter, which I talked about in one of my previous videos. I absolutely love this variable ND filter. It is the true color from Neewer. It's a 1 to 5 and then a 6 to 9 stop as well, which has this little magnetic 6 to 9 that attaches right to the variable ND, and it works so well. It doesn't have any color shifts from what I could see, and it just works really well in every single lighting condition that I've put it through. Okay, so now we're going to get into the wiring part. This is definitely the boring part, so I'm going to just speed this up so you can actually see kind of like, how I'm connecting these things. Now, the nice thing about Neewer, this cage, is that it actually has a little clamp for the HDMI cable, so it doesn't just wiggle out. Now, as I mentioned before, the Atomos Ninja V is going to be powered by D-tap, and this little adapter, actually, I got it from Atomos directly, so it actually came with like a little bundle that I bought, and it just works really well with D-tap power. Now, I know this cable management looks absolutely atrocious, okay, but because this is supposed to be a quick setup, I didn't mess around with any cable management. I know you can get little clips that you can attach to your handle and your camera body to make this much neater and nicer. You can also get coiled HDMI cables, which I really should get. So that's going to be my next purchase, definitely. As far as the USB-C power cable that I have here, the angled version, I mean, it's okay for this particular application, but I definitely recommend something that's, you know, a little sleeker and just, it can be cable managed better because it is a little like hard. The cable is a little, it doesn't flex that well. So I would definitely recommend something a little bit different from this. But like I said, for the sake of time, since this is supposed to be a very quick and easy rig build, this is really all I had at the moment. So as I mentioned before, the PS099E definitely will power your camera and a monitor for at least 3 hours continuously. It could go all the way to 4 hours. If you're just using your Ninja V for monitoring and not recording, you're probably going to get more like 4 hours of runtime. Now that really translates into all-day shooting because we all know that we do not shoot all day continuously for 4 hours. We take little breaks. So I call it all-day power. So yeah, guys, that's it. This is really what it looks like. I mean, it is very, very compact. As I mentioned, it sets up very quickly, very easily. I mean, this is literally something that anybody can put together. You don't have to make something super complicated with rails and, you know, a matte box. Although I understand that's going to be a better setup for certain situations, but for run and gun situations, I highly, highly recommend the Neewer PS099E battery and the PS015 Pro base plate. I think it is definitely a nice thing to have in your toolkit and just, you know, literally bring it with you anywhere without having all this bulk. So yeah, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing because it would mean the world to me. And if you have any questions, leave those in the comment section below. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.